Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Preeti here. Today I am going to explain to you about list using Python language. So what is a list? List, it is an ordered set of values where you can identify each value by an index. Okay, so it is an ordered set of values where each value is identified by an index. Usually the list will be given by a square bracket separated by commas. Okay, this is what you have to explain with the list. So you can create a list with square bracket separated with the values. You can have the values can be numbers, or it can be floating point values, or it can be any strings. So you can define the list like this. So it is similar to an array in C language. So coming to the list creation, you can create an empty list using an user-defined function called list_of. So using this list_of, you can create an empty list and you can store it into a variable called t. Okay. So next is indexing. So usually the list will be indexed like this. So if we are going to create a list with 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 elements, so it can be indexed like this starting from 0 onwards. So if you want to access this first element, it will be accessed with t of 0. If you want to access second element, it is accessed with t of 1. So 30 can be accessed with t of 2. 40 can be accessed with t of 3 and 50 can be accessed with t of 4. Suppose negative indexing is also available in list. So if you want to access it using negative indexing, then if you want to access this 50, you can use t of -1. -1 refers to the last element in the list. And the second element, the last second element can be accessed with t of -2. And this 30 can be accessed with t of -3, -4 and -5. So from this slide, what we understood is you can either access it with positive indexing or otherwise from negative indexing. Positive indexing will start from 0 and negative indexing will start from -1. Okay, so we will see how we work in Python software. So I have opened Python Spider software over here. I'll tell you how I'm going to create the list. So for this, I can give any variable L. Okay, it is an user-defined name. You can give any variable over here. So here I have used L. L will be equal to, in square bracket, I can give any values. Okay, so what I have done is I have created a list with simple 4 values separated by commas. So this is how the list can be created. Suppose I want to print what all the values I have in the list, then I can use a statement called print. Print of L will print all the elements in the list. Okay, I can also create the values like this. T will be equal to with elements like red, green, yellow. So I can also create a list with string values inside with single quotes, or otherwise you can use double quotes also. Both will work. So here I have not mentioned here single quotes, so I'll retype it. See here, what mistake I have done is I have missed this single quote here. That's why it is giving you the error. So T will be equal to red, green, close the quotes, then yellow. Okay, so I have created a list, another list with all string. So if I want to see the elements inside this variable T, if I give print of T, I will get. Suppose I want to print a mixed set of values. So I am giving L1. L1 will be with square bracket. I am giving the values like 10, some number, some string I am going to give. So orange. Okay, and I want to add some decimal point values also, 4.5. Okay, this is how you have to create. So now if I give print of L1, I'll get the elements inside the list. Okay, it contains both the numbers, it contains the string, and it also contains the floating point. Here you can see that in arrays in C language, you can use only the numbers. It can be a set of similar data type. But here in creating a list, you can see that you can also create multiple data types. For example, you can able to create an integer and a string and also floating point value. This is the main difference between list and as well as your arrays in case of C language. So I have told you, like, you can also create with the help of another user defined function, like L will be equal to list. List is a function which is used. So if you create like this, it will create an empty list. Okay, so L, so print of L will print the empty list. Okay, it does not contain any elements, so it is giving you the square bracket with no none of the elements. Okay, so and again next I'm going to explain to you how to index, how to do the indexing. Okay, so first I will create a list with the elements like 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. So this is how I am going to create an elements with, I have 5 elements here. Next I am going to give print of t. So this print of t will print all the elements inside your list, that is t. Okay, so next what I am going to do is that I am going to use I'm trying to modify some of the elements. For example, t of, suppose I want to modify this 20 with some other element. So how do you access this 20? Usually the indexing will start from 0 onwards, as I've told you before. So this is 0 and this is 1. So t of 1 will be equal to some 200 or 300 if I'm going to give. Okay, so what happens is that if I print, now if I print this t, it will become 10, 300, 30, 40 and 50. Is it okay, students? So this is how you can modify the elements inside your list. Okay, so this is the modifying the list of elements. How do you access it? Access it with print of, suppose I want to access this 50. So how do you access it? So the list name is t over here, and what is the index for this accessing 50? It starts from 0 onwards, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you give t of 4, you will get your 50 element. Okay, so when I want to access this 30 element on screen, so I hear 30 element, what is an index for 30? It is 0, 1 and 2. So it will be t of 2 will give you the element 30 on screen. Is it okay, students? Okay, now I'll tell you how to remove an element from the list. Okay, for removing the element, what I can do is I can use a command called del. Del t of, suppose first I will print the elements inside the t. So print of t will print the elements. So I have 10, 300, 30, 40 and 50. Now if I want to remove the element called 40, so what I will do is I will use a command called del. And what is an index for 40? It is 0, 1, 2, 3. So it is t of 3. Okay, t of 3 will delete the element 40 from the list. So now if I print this t, I'll get the elements only 10, 300, 30 and 50. Okay, this is how you can remove an element from the list. Okay, next is list slicing. Okay, we know how to access the elements. Okay, so now I want to do some list slicing. What I mean by list slicing is accessing some set of elements. Suppose I want to access the element 10 and 300. Okay, so what I will do is I can give print of t of. So okay, so t of, it starts from, usually the indexing starts from 0 onwards, 0 and then it is, here it is 1. So if you want to access like this, 0, 1. So what I have done is I have given a slicing with the help of an operator called column over here. So this column will slice the values from the list. So here the starting index value I have to give 0, and here you can see that I have given 2 instead of 1. So in case of slicing operator, you have to give one value extra. Suppose if you want to access this elements 10, 330, you should give 0, 3. So this slicing operator works, it will start from the starting value, it goes till the end value. It will not include this ending value. Okay, this is how the slicing operator will work. I'll create one more list. T1 will be equal to 1, 2. Okay, I'll create 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. Okay, these are the elements I have in the list. Okay, so next I am going to print this T1. Now I'll explain to you how indexing I'm going to work out. Okay, so when I give print of T1, it will print all the elements in the list. Now I want to access print of T1 of. Okay, so I want to access the elements from 100 and 200. So I have to give 0, starting value I have to give, and the ending value plus 1. So ending index value is 0, 1, plus 1 it will be 2. So when I give it like this, I will get the elements 100 and 200. Okay. So next, I'll explain to you one more slicing operator, T1 of 2 colon. What do you mean by this 2 colon? Here I am not giving the ending value. See here, I have not given any ending value here. I have given only the starting value. What is the starting value of this index of this particular list? It is 0, 1, 2. So I am giving the starting value. It starts from 300 colon. If I missed out this ending value, it will print all the elements till the end of the list. So if you type this, what will you get? The answer is 300, 400, 500, 600 and 700. So you'll get all these elements starting from the index value 2 till the end of the list. Okay, do you understood this 2 colon? Okay, next you have one more slicing operator where you miss the starting value here, T1 of. So I am not giving the starting value and I am giving colon and I am going to give 5. So what do you mean by this is, so it start from, if you miss the starting value, it will start considering from 0 index onwards. It goes till 5. That means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means it will print the values from 100 to 500. Okay, students? Okay. So the next is, we'll go for negative indexing. Okay, so what is negative indexing? I told you, like, you can also access it with positive indexing and also negative indexing. Suppose I want to access this 400. So what will be the index value using negative indexing? Always a negative indexing start from -1. This is -1, -2, -3, -4. So if you are given -4 here, I'll get 400. Is it okay, students? Now if I'm going to give T1 of -1. So what will you get if I print T1 of -1? -1 we print 700. So you can access 700 with positive indexing like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. T of 6 will print the same value. T of -1 will also print the same value. Is it okay? Okay, so now we can also use slicing operator and negative indexing also. So what I'll do is I'll give like this, T1 of -4 colon -1. So what will you get if I give this T1 of -4 colon -1? -4 is, this is -1, -2, -3, -4. It will start printing the value from 400 onwards. So 400, this is -1. So before this you have 600. So you'll get 400, 500 and 600. So when you print this, you'll get 400, 500 and 600. Is it okay? And one more slicing operator I'll explain to you. Suppose if I'm giving here simply colon colon. So what will I get if I give T1 of, no, okay, first I'll tell you one colon. I'm missing both starting value and ending value. So what it will do is that it will print entire elements in the list. Okay, so if you have not given any starting value and ending value, it will print entire elements. Is it okay? Next operator is colon colon 2. Okay, so what will you get if I am going to print like this colon colon 2? So what it will do is it will skip one value, it will print the next value. That is what this 2 indicates, that it is going to print the, it is going to increment by 2 and it is going to print it. So it will print 100, it skip this 200, it will go to 300, it will print, it skip this 400, it will print 500, it skip 600, it will print 700. So this is what this 2 the last value in your slicing operator represent your index value. By default it will be 1. Okay, if you are not mentioning that, it will take the value as 1. If you are mentioning it as 2, it will increment by 2 and it will print all the values. Is it okay? One colon 5 colon 2. So what will you get now here? So in this case, first I'll print the T1 value here. Okay, T1 value. Suppose I'm going to give it like this: print of T1 of 1 colon 5 colon 2. So in all the last cases, we have seen only two values, starting value and ending value. Here I have included one colon operator and also have given one more number. This value represent your increment value, as I've told you. So what is one starting value? That is, it will start printing from 200 onwards. 200, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 500 means before the 500, it will be printing only 200, 300 and 400 now. So what I have mentioned, I have here mentioned here 2. That means it will take the increment. So it will print 200. It will not print 300. It will print 400. So what is the answer I'll get? I'll get only 200 and 400. Is it okay, students? That's all about all your list slices. Okay, so I have explained to you what is list, and I also explained how to create a list with simple function, and also I have told you how to remove an element from the list, how to modify the list of elements, and the list slicing operations also I have explained to you. Okay, and we will see some of the list operations next. Suppose I want to find out the length of the list. Okay, so I have given here, I can use a statement called print of len of L1. L1 is the name of the list, no? So if I have given len of L1, I'll get the elements inside the list. Okay, so here I have given L1. Here the last variable I have given is T1. So I'll print of len of T1. Okay, how many elements are there in that T1? So totally 7 elements are there. So I'll get 7 over here. Is it okay? So the next operation you can perform is addition. Okay, so I'm having the L1 list. Okay, I'm printing this L1 list, and I'm also printing T1 list. Okay, so I have L1 list, I have print of T1. Suppose I can also use a statement called L1 plus, this is the next operation, that is called as concatenation operation, which combines 2 or more list. So if I have given like this, what will it do is, it will combine both the lists and it will display it on screen. Is it okay? It combines L1 list and also it will combine the T1 list. Okay. Next, I am going to create one more list with elements called red. Okay. So now I want to print, I can use an operator called star. Star operator will repeat the set of elements. For example, I am going to give it like this, T star 3. So what it will do? It will display red 3 times. Is it okay? T star 3. Star represent the multiplication operation. Okay. So this will repeat it 3 times in the output screen. Okay. This is your third operation. Next we will see one more operation. Suppose I'll print of T1. It says that I have these set of elements. I can also use an operator called in operator. So I want to check whether 400 or suppose 2 is there in your list. What is this operator, in operator, will do is that it will go and check whether the number 2 is available in the elements of the list. So whether 2 is available? No, there is no element called 2 in this list. So it will give you an true or false. So it will give you a false statement. Okay, this is how you can use your in operator in your list. Is it okay, students? Okay, next we will see some list methods. Okay, so list methods. For this list method, I have already created one Python file. So with which I'll explain to you. Okay, I'll clear the screen. So you can see this. First, I'll give a comment line. This is a comment line in Python. Okay, so these are the first method is append method. So append method, what I have done is I have created a list with two elements 10, 20. The name of the list I have given is my list. My list will be equal to 10, 20. Next, I am trying to append this 30 element to the list. So you can do it individually, or otherwise you can use a function. This is the function or method which is already available in Python. So you can make use of this method called append. MyList.append of 30 will append this 30 to the end of the list. Now I can also append one more element called Python. See here, Python is also one more element which I want to add it to the list. So yeah, I want to print my list. I'll get 10, 20, 30 Python. Okay, I'll run this statement, this program here. So I'm getting 10, 20, 30 and Python. Do you understood, students? So you can use append method to append the elements. So usually it was only 10 and 20. After I have used append statement. How can you use append statement? I should write the list name of the list dot this append function within the bracket the element to be added into the list. So this is the append method. Okay. Next method is extend method. Okay, so what is extend method will do is, so usually initially I am having the element called 40, 67 and C. Okay, I'll give a comment line here. Already I have done this, no? So I'll give a comment line. So I'll execute only this statement alone. So new list will be equal to 40, 67 and C. So I am going to extend. So before extending, okay, I'll use this statement. I'm using this statement with the help of, before extending, my list was like this. After extending, what I mean by extend method is, it will combine the two list. For example, what it happened is, my list initially contains only 10, 20, 30 Python. After using this extend method, it is adding this 40, 67 C to this already existing my list. So when I print my list, I'll get both the list 10, 20, 30 Python, and as well as it is adding with 40, 67 and C. So I'll execute, I'll show it to you. So before extending, I have only 10, 20, 30 Python. After extending, I am combining the two lists. So 40, 20, 30 Python, 40, 67 and C. So what happens, it is similar to a plus operation, or otherwise you have your concatenation operation. So you can, if you can use plus operation, or otherwise you can use an extend method to combine the two list. Okay, my list dot extend of new list. Okay, is it understood, students? Next, third method I'm going to explain to you is insertion. Okay, so for insertion, what command I have to use is, I have to use insert. Okay, so I'll execute this. So before inserting, I'll see what is my list. Next is, I'm going to use a command called insert. I have given here two arguments. Okay, what is two arguments is, I've given some numbers. So what it means is that it is going to insert at the first index with the element called 15. So after inserting, I'm going to print this my list. Okay, so I'll run the statement. You can see this. Before inserting, I was having this value 10, 20, 30 Python, 40, 67 and C. And after inserting, what happens is that in the element, in the index value 1, so what is index value 1? 0, 1, this 20, it has been, now I have inserted this 15 here. It is not going to remove this 20. It is going to move to the next index. So 20, 30 Python, 40, 67 C will be there, but I'm going to insert one new element into this list. So 15 I'm inserting at the first index. This is how it will work. So suppose I want to insert an element called print. Okay, print of my list is the name of the list. My list dot insert of 3 comma hello. So what happens over here is, so I want to insert in the third index. What is third index? 0, 1, 2, 3. So here in this particular place, I want to insert this hello. So when I execute this, my list dot insert of 3 comma hello. Okay, print of my list. See here, what happens is I have inserted 2 times, that's why, so here I have inserted and again I have inserted, that is why it is printing 2 times hello over here. Okay, so this element will get moved to the next place. This is how you can do your insertion. Next you will see how you are going to do remove method, how you are going to remove some of the elements from the list. For this you can use a statement called remove. Remove of 15. 15 is the name of the element, you have to give it directly. So when I give this 15, I have this 15 here, it goes and matches this 15 element with this index elements, with this elements in the list, so it will remove this element. When I execute this, you can see this, before removing this, I have 10, 15, 20, 30, Python, 40, 67 and C. After removing this 15 element, I'll get 10, 20, 30, Python, 40, 67 and C. This is how it will work. Okay, suppose I want to remove some other element, I can give mylist dot remove of 30. So what it will do? It will remove this 30. If I give print of my list, I'll get 10, 20, Python, 40, 67 and C I'll get. Okay. Next is pop method. Suppose you doesn't know the elements name, the elements inside the list. You can also use a index element. In that case, you should use a method called pop. Okay, so what happens is that it will remove, first I'll run this program. Okay, so after pop method, what will do is I have, before popping, I was having 10, 20, 30, Python, 40, 67 and C. After popping, that means it will remove the index 2. So what is index 2? 0, 1, 2. This is 30. It will remove this 30 and it will print other remaining elements in the list. Okay, this is how this pop method. Remove method will exactly remove that element. This pop method will remove the index element. Okay, is it understood, students? Next is index method. So what do you mean by index method is, index method will help you to find out the index position. For example, I have an element called 20 in my list, but I want to find out the index position. So for that I can use an index called index method. Okay, when execute this, you will understand this. So here index is, so actually after popping I'm having this, so it is finding that 20 is it in the index position 1. So this starts from 0 and this is 1. So I'm getting the answer as 1 here. Okay, do you understand this? Suppose I want to print, I want to know where is 40 is available. Okay, if I give print of mylist dot index of 40, it will print it as 40. That means 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. Is it okay, students? Next method is count method. What is count method? Count method will tell you how many times that particular element has occurred inside the list. So when execute this, count method is explaining you this 20 has occurred only one time. So it is giving you the count. So mylist.count of 20 will give you the element called how many times it has occurred inside that list. Is it okay? Next method is sorting. So sorting method is very easy. So here, if you see this, these are all the print statements. So here I have a list with separate list I have created 67, 33, 23, 15 and 90. Now before sorting I have this list and I'm going to sort the elements using a method called sort, and after sorting I'm going to see. What this sort method is going to do is that it is going to arrange the elements in sorting order. Okay. So when execute this, so initially it was 67, 33, 23, 15 and 90. After sorting, just you have to give the name of the list dot sort of. It will sort the elements in ascending order and it will print the elements. And you have the last method called reverse method. So what is this reverse method will do is that it will reverse the elements. So for this you can use a command called reverse. Okay, I'll execute this. So before, see here, after sorting I have 15, 23, 33, 67, 90. That is what it is explaining here. And after reversing I have got the elements in descending order. Okay, so for this you can use this reverse method. Is it understood, students? So in this video I have explained to you about the list creation. I have explained to you how to modify the list and also removing an element from the list, and also I have explained to you about some of the list operations like addition, then multiplication, all those length operation, and then in operator, all those operators I have explained, and also I have explained to you about negative indexing and positive indexing. Lastly, I have explained to you about some of the methods in list, that is like the methods are insert method. First method is append method, second is extend method, third is insertion method, remove method, pop, index method, count method, sort method, and reverse method. Okay, so I think this video will be helpful for you all. Thank you all for watching.